Grabe, Tito. 19 billion. 19
19
billion
billion dollars.
liquidated, dollars
Yes.
liquidated in one day. This is the biggest liquidation event ever.
Yes.
Okay, so sa video natin ngayon, pag-uusapan natin yung pag-crash ng Bitcoin at the 19 billion is the entire crypto
The
market.
entire crypto market, yes.
19 billion crypto market bumagsak by 19 billion liquidation. Yun ang pag-uusapan natin dito sa show namin ni Tito Vlogs na
Not financial advice.
Okay, Tito. So, ano ba ang pag-uusapan natin? Alam mo, sa akin lang ganito. Unahin na natin bakit 19 billion?
Yung una, remember 2 weeks ago, we were here. Oh, I think last week or 2 weeks ago, we were here. $1.6 billion yung liquidate. That was the biggest since nung nag-start yung crypto.
Yep.
Wala tayong nakitang 1.6 billion
Yes.
last cycle. So, akala ko din, yun na yung pinakamalaki. But I was really surprised kasi ito, wala eh. Nagmukhang maliit yung, yung 1.6 billion because of this $19 billion liquidations. So, nakita natin, bakit 19 billion? Nakita natin yung matinding collapse ng market. Bitcoin was down by 12%. No?
Right.
From peak to bottom, 12% eh. Majority of the alts, nakita natin, more than 20, more than 30,
30%,
more than,
yeah.
Yeah, yung mga alts, no? What does this tell us? Nung una, ina-analyze ko, sabi ko, bakit naging ganito? Ang daming needle bottoms eh. Ang daming
Yes.
needles eh. Parang mga sa 5-minute chart lang o 15-minute chart lang, nandun lang naglaro eh. Di ba? So, looks like, yung mga alts, walang buyers yon sa ilalim. Ampaw yon. Kasi para maitulak mo ng ganun eh.
Ng ganung kalalim.
Yes, ng ganung kalalim.
Walang
So wala yun,
buyers.
walang buyers yun. Kasi natutulak
Walang
mo pa ilalim.
sumasalo.
Walang sumasalo. And ang daming mga panic sellers.
Yun pa.
Yes.
So the two events actually exacerbated the problem kaya lumala yung bagsak nila.
Actually, what happens kasi during liquidations is domino effect yan eh. So for example, may na-liquidate, for example, let's use Bitcoin na lang.
Okay.
For example, nung nag-trigger for example yung liquidation at $115,000 per Bitcoin. Pag na-liquidate yun, magko-collapse pa yun pababa. Okay, babagsak pa siya ng babagsak hanggang sa, ang nangyari kasi sa sobrang laki, may tinamaan ulit na next level na liquidation. So from that next level na liquidation, tinamaan ulit yung susunod, kaya dire-diretso siya. Hindi lang siya yung, kumbaga, dahil nag-panic sell lahat eh. No? Meron siyang domino effect eh, na na-liquidate to. So anong nangyari, nung na-trigger yun, na-trigger din yung next, sa sobrang dami niya, sa sobrang laki niya.
Okay. Pero just speaking of, so let's just talk about Bitcoin muna. Before we talk about the alts, ang napansin ko sa Bitcoin, even though it went from, that time it was all-time high level sa'yo nung last week eh.
Yes.
We were at 126 na nga, di ba? Tapos sabihin natin tumama ng mga 123, 124, but the lowest it hit was 102. 102,700.
Yes.
Almost, sabihin natin 103.
Yes.
So, para sa akin I like the fact that hindi siya bumaba below 102. Kasi still, it held above the support.
Yes,
yung
above the
psychological support of 100,000. And not only that, as of today, bumalik na tayo to about 115.
Yes.
So sa akin, that shows me that Bitcoin is strong. What worries me is this, nung nakita ko yung nangyari. Nung bumagsak siya, kahit na anong sabihin natin dito, ay before the event happened, we were on an uptrend. And by all technical analysis, it was supposed to be massive October. We were going to 130, 135. Pag tinignan mo yung trend, tinignan mo yung chart mo, chart mo, nakikita mo, everything that you know about charting says to you that we were going up. Yun yung, kaya sinasabi ko, tinapon mo na yung charting, tinapon mo na yung technical analysis dito eh. Kasi dito natatalo ng nakaka-trump sa technical analysis? Si Trump. Yes, kaya niya i-trump ang technical analysis na kahit anong charting mo dyan, pag si Trump, yung Black Swan event natin ay biglang magbato na naman ng isang tariff.
Isang tweet, no?
O isang tweet
lang. Oo.
Doon nag-uumpisa yung cascading na pabagsak.
Yes.
Grabe, ang lala nun. Pero kahit papaano, kahit na nag-correct siya, that's why I'm saying, kahit na nag-correct siya, what I saw with Bitcoin is, Bitcoin, it's just an overreaction by the traders. But the price will still go to where it's supposed to go. That's why today we're at 115 again, and we're back on the same track. Even without any news, kahit walang good news on the tariff, sabihin natin status quo tayo sa tariff ngayon, it'll still keep going up. Ano pa rin tayo sa we're still on track kahit papaano. Anong take mo doon?
Yeah, yung sa technical perspective, remember last time that we were here, I'm telling you that there's a high probability ditong October we're gonna hit an all-time high. We're gonna record an all-time
Right.
high, and which we did. Ngayon, dalawa yung top na tinitignan natin, di ba? If you remember,
Right.
isang double top and isang blow-off top. Okay? So right now, ang nag-present sa atin was a double top.
Yep.
That's pretty much obvious, no? But it doesn't mean na bear market na, di ba? Kasi if you're going to take a look at the trend is still intact. The trend is still intact, sabi mo nga. Ngayon, yung nangyari na dip na yan, na 102, medyo para sa akin, bastos na dip yan. Okay? Bastusan yan.
Bastusan yan,
ganyan.
yup.
Kasi you have to understand, Chris, na last cycle, normal yung 5%, 7%, 10%,
Yup.
12%. Last cycle.
Yup.
Okay? Pero this cycle, bihira ka makakita nga ng 7%, 5% na volatility 'di ba? Sa isang araw ng Bitcoin. Kaya pag binigyan ka ng 12%, that's bastos. 'Di ba? So, meaning to say, ako as a technical trader, yes, although the chart is telling me that we are still uptrend, I have to stay cautious. I have to be cautious kasi baka mamaya i-violate niyan yung psychological support natin, and then saan tayo pupulutin? 'Di ba? So, I'm not saying na tapos na yung bull market or bear market na. Ako nga as a technical analyst, laging yung chart, yung loyalty ko nandun sa chart.
Sa chart.
Okay? So ngayon, sa technical level, we need to hold the 102, 103. 102, 103. We should not close below that. Yung dip na yon.
Yep.
Kasi the moment that we close that, it will open the door to 90.
Right.
So,
Okay.
yun na. Baka doon ka na magsimula. And then, you have to understand also that last cycle, ang nag-peak tayo ng November. But our halving was May.
Yep.
And this cycle, our halving was April. So we could peak at October.
Oh, wow. Okay. So yun ang tingin mo. That is possible.
That's a possibility. That's a probability na hindi ko pwedeng isang tabi. Kasi binigyan ako ng bastos na kandila
Right.
'Di ba? So
Okay.
kung wala 'yon, kung wala yung massive na 'yon na candle, maybe I would say na sige, kaya pa Kaya pa. So ngayon medyo yung probability for me na malakas pa yung bulls, medyo nagdalawang isip ako doon, 'di ba? Nagdalawang isip kasi nga ganun ka lang tinulak ng bears, isang tweet ni Trump, no? Tapos yung 19 billion na liquidation na napakalaki, the biggest ever. I don't know if that will be the biggest, but probably baka hindi, di ba?
Yep.
It will take time bago makarecover yan. Kasi you have to understand, naubos yung pera nitong mga traders
Yes,
na to.
marami na ubos siya.
Oo, even mga whales na-liquidate
Yep.
sila Di ba? So, ang magtutulak na lang nito are the institutions.
Okay, speaking of the
Diba?
institutions, yun na nga yung nangyari. Tinulak nga ng BlackRock At 105, bumili ang BlackRock at $105,000. They had a massive buy order at that level which pushed the price up again. And ang nakikita ko naman ditong pagkakaiba natin is even though sabihin na nga natin na 19 billion liquidated, so a lot of traders are washed out na. Okay, but the good thing is nga, na-wash out yung leverage. I feel so bad for a lot of the traders. Nabalita ko, marami nagpakamatay.
Yes, oo. Yun
ang-
may mga ganun nga na
Oo,
balita.
kaya naiinis ako sa mga ginagawa ni Trump dahil he's actually parang because of him may mga namamatay
Isang tweet lang, Isang tweet.
sa ginagawa niya and for me naman ang nakikita ko dito with Bitcoin is kahit papano what happened with that tweet and the tariff action is still, Bitcoin is still stronger than that. That's how I see it. Again, pag tignan natin yung technical, tama si Tito na, nga, nag-double top tayo, may probability na baka nga, double top na and, maybe this could signal the bears. Bear market na, it could signal it.
Yes, but long term, no? Pagka tinignan mo yung long term, talagang Bitcoin is the asset to
Yes.
have eh. So, mag-iiba-iba na lang talaga yan ng perspective kung anong klase na trader ka. We always go back to anong klaseng trader tayo eh. Are you a Michael Saylor type of trader na will just buy and hold forever, di ba? Buying at the top forever. Are you like that? Di ba? Or are you a position trader, a bodeguero like me na I accumulate at bear market and then I start selling, scaling down during bull market? Or are you an active trader na gusto mo every day or every week meron kang trade, kung nagsuswing trade ka, etc. You're using technical analysis. So it all boils down to that eh. Ngayon, syempre kung long term yung tinitingnan mo, Michael Saylor style yan. Diba?
Buy and hold.
Buy and hold yan. Kasi Bitcoin will just go up,
Yes.
go up and up and up and up. Yun nga lang, along the way, may mga corrections, may mga bear markets ka talagang kailangang i-endure eh.
Yep.
Diba? Pagka long term ka, you have to endure those bear markets. And you have to, actually pagka long term ka nga, or even a position trader like me, kapag ka bear market, yan ang pinakamasaya eh. Diba? Kasi
Masarap
you can buy
bumili,
it, yes,
oo.
you can buy it at cheaper. No?
Yeah.
So, yun yung isa. One thing na tinitignan ko, Chris, no, yung nangyaring collapse no nitong market is bigger than the collapse during COVID, during Terra Luna, and during FTX.
Right.
So yan yung tatlo na major collapse ng market last cycle. Okay? Ngayon, when I'm comparing it, sabi ko, yung COVID, nag-collapse yung market, naka-recover kagad yun.
Yep.
And we reached all-time high,
Yeah.
di ba? From
Tuloy-tuloy yun eh.
that was, I think, mga 4,000. And then we broke the all-time high ng 20 and then nag-record tayo ng 69,000, no? So yun yung COVID story. But yung COVID story, during that time, yung nung COVID, wala pang halving yon. March yung COVID, May yung halving. Okay? Ngayon, yung FTX naman in Terra Luna, nauna si Terra Luna. Si Terra Luna was the start of the collapse.
Yep.
'Di ba? Nung nag-collapse Terra Luna, after a few months, FTX naman, and then we bottomed out.
Yep.
Okay? So, it's either we are at the COVID collapse or we are at the Terra Luna collapse.
I would say we're at that COVID collapse. Okay, so andun tayo ngayon. And ako naman, I'm still holding that thesis that the bull market is just about to start. I mean, we're in it right now at it still has ways to go. Kahit na tinitignan ko siya, at again, nakita ko yung strength nung bounce niya. Immediately after na bumaba siya, akit agad. And now we're back at 115 nga and it's still moving. It's moving upwards from here. So, with that, ako naman kasi, meron akong dalawang stock dito. Yung stock ko na hodl stock ko, I was buying at 110, 109. So nakabili ako at 109, 110, 111. So tuloy-tuloy pa rin ako bumibili. Even at 115, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna buy today another at 115 eh. So tuloy-tuloy yung pasok ko dito for my hodl stock. For trading naman, again, nakikita ko dito for mga day traders, no matter what, there's a good chance to be able to make money. Pero, wag lang siguro leverage
yes.
pagdating sa crypto at sa Bitcoin dahil lang nga sobrang volatile. Kaya ang dami na liquidate kasi nga sobrang daming leverage at ang daming naglong. Because nga, pag tinignan mo technically, it made sense to go long.
Yes.
Until you have this kind of event. Now, having said that, merong isang trader na kumita. Tama ba yung narinig ko? Did he make $80 million or is it $180 million? Hindi ko maalala which one.
Oh, but basta he made the huge amount betting short.
Oh, betting short parang literally minutes before Trump made that tweet and that announcement. And he made a killing. At hindi lang yun, yung tinrade niya, hindi ito yung mga $1,000, $2,000. This is in the millions of dollars. Ang laki nung tinaya niya. Parang either, fortune teller ba to? O may alam siya? Ano sa tingin mo nangyari doon?
most likely baka may alam yon para kasi mag-bet ka ng ganung kalaki. Most likely, there's a possibility na may alam siya. Diba? Kasi kung technical trader ka, and by all means, kahit na sabihin mo na may nakita ka na reason to short the market, you will not be betting that
Yeah.
big, 'di ba? Na amount. Kasi yung ano niya, yung tinaya niya parang pan-sure ball na yun na
Yes.
magko-collapse 'di
Yep,
ba?
oo. Yun yung nakakatakot dun kasi yung mga insider trading na yan eh. At saka nakikita mo talaga na no matter what in any market, meron talaga palaging market manipulation to a certain extent, di ba?
Yes.
Pero that, again, for me, I guess that's really just part of the game. Kaya dapat talaga sa mga traders, nag-iingat lang sila when it comes to using leverage.
Yeah, napaka-delikado kasi nung leverage. Kasi nga, imagine ninyo, no, if you bought Bitcoin ng long, for example, kahit nga 10x lang na leverage, no? And let's say you bought it at 115,000 last week.
Mhm.
And then you are gaining already because it went to 125, di ba? But you didn't took profit and then inabutan ka nitong
Yep.
collapse, di ba? You'll get liquidated kasi kung 10x yan, mas close yung position mo, no? Ngayon, bumalik na ulit si Bitcoin sa 115,000 sa entry price mo pero wala na.
Wala ka ng position.
Your
Oo.
position is gone. When you compare it sa spot, you're holding the actual coin, kahit bumaba yan, pag nag-recover, hawak mo pa rin yung actual na coin.
Yun. Oo. Walang nawala sa'yo, in other words. Paper loss lang at that time.
Yes, at that time. Oo. Kasi pag leverage, that's so risky if you do not know what you are doing and with this kind of market volatility na isang tweet, di ba, nagko-collapse yung market, napaka-delikado, especially sa mga newbies.
Okay, sige. Now, okay, on top of that, si Bitcoin, although nag-recover siya, ang napansin ko ngayon, yung mga altcoins, hindi pa rin masyado bumalik ng konti, pero they didn't recover as well as Bitcoin. Ano yung masasabi mo doon sa mga alts naman na bumagsak talaga na, my God, some of the top 10 alts, I'm talking about from Solana to BNB, to SUI, to ADA. ADA nga went from 89 cents or 88 cents all the way down to 0.27.
I think
27.
Sui 0.5 eh. From 2 to 30 ata.
No,
3
3.
from $3 ba?
Mga 3 something yun.
Oh, yeah.
Meron akong binili kasi, alam ko kasi, may binili ako at 3, nakalimutan ko na yung amount.
Grabe, no?
All the way to 50 cents.
50
My
cents,
God,
diba?
ang sakit nun. No. Ngayon, hindi pa nagre-recover. We're not even close. Paano yan pag ganun?
Yeah, sa technicals kasi, sabi ko nga, may bastos yung candle. So, masisira yung chart when you see it sa technicals, no? So, kailangan no na makita natin yung recovery. Makita natin tong bounce nito ni Bitcoin.
Okay.
We're calling it bounce, no? Makita natin how strong is this bounce ni Bitcoin. Kasi if Bitcoin will have a strong bounce, there's a likelihood na after a few weeks magro-rotate yung funds sa alts, 'di ba? So, ganun naman yung nakikita natin sa money flow game. Ngayon, if Bitcoin will not have a good bounce, so don't expect your alts na magba-bounce, 'di ba? So, marami na violate kasi na key levels. Pag tinignan mo yun For example, si Sui, binaba mo ng 0.5. So, kung ako, as a technician, sa ngayon, no touch ako. No touch. I did not buy anything during the dip. I did not buy anything because my system is telling me it's not yet time to buy. Remember last time when we were here, I was telling you, di ba, you're buying.
Yeah.
Di ba, sabi ko, I'm also buying. I'm gonna buy.
Yeah.
Noong time na yon, because yung system ko na ginagamit, meron na signal may triple buy signal during that time. So I bought. But right now, it's not yet flashing That buy signal is not yet flashing. What's missing, meron ng dalawa signal. Pero what's missing is the dot. Yung dot na yon is a sign that the bears are already exhausted. So wala pa. So I'm not buying.
Antayin mo pa.
Ganun ako Ganun ako as a trader
Hindi ka na FOMO.
Oo kasi sabi ko nga, ang loyal ako dun sa system ko.
Yun.
Kasi when you have a system, price will always just be a number. Whether Bitcoin is at 60 or Bitcoin is at 500K, you can make money because you have a system. Pagka wala, you always lose money kahit nasaan pa yan di ba? Di ba? Kahit,
Totoo.
di ba? Kahit, imaginein mo, 125 na nag-125 si Bitcoin and if you're still losing money, most likely, you're gambling, wala kang sistema. So,
May kilala akong ganun, by the way, na nag-all-time high Bitcoin, and I'm like, and talo ka pa rin? Ano kung
di ba?
tatalo? You're at the all-time high. Mas maganda huwag ka na lang mag-trade, hold mo na lang kung ganun. May mga iba talagang na pag wala talagang system, sinusugal talaga nila yung pera.
Napaka hirap kasi na lalaban ka dito sa game na to. Okay? Kalaban mo yung mga big boys. Kalaban mo yung tweet ni Trump. Diba? Naparaming factors. And then you don't have a system. Diba? Kasi pag wala talaga yon, you're playing kasi you're the smartest mind in trading eh. Kasi may kalaban ka institutions, yung mga prop firm traders, etc. No? Yung mga experienced traders nandiyan.
Oo.
So, lahat yan, mga algorithms pa. So, lahat yan, kalaban mo. Diba? And kung wala kang sistema, kakainin ka nila eh.
At saka may mga narinig talaga ako na meron pa daw isa pang issue when it comes to sa Binance. Ako lang kung narinig mo to na pag tinignan mo yung yung mga weeks niya, sobrang lala talaga yung bagsak daw. Apparently, may isa silang USD na stablecoin na nag-decouple from USD.
Oh,
Oo,
hindi ko
kaya
nabasa.
may nagdududa sa Binance and baka may manipulation na nangyayari within Binance which nagpalala dun sa collapse na to. Kasi nga, yung isang USD na stablecoin ay na-decouple or na-depeg from the dollar as much as like nag 78 cents ata to the dollar nung time na to. So, may ang dami akong nakikitang mga analysis na iba't iba na nagpapakita na there was a very big manipulation that happened na hindi na ma-ignore eh. So yung isa pa, by the way, yung whale, for example, yung whale na to, apparently, hindi naman daw from the States. Chinese tong if I remember correctly. Oo. And apparently, nasa crypto na daw tong taong to. But how did he know? Tinrace yung wallet on Hyperliquid eh.
I-check mo ano apelido. Kung Chinese.
May pangalan na lumabas eh. May pangalan na lumabas eh. Hindi ko lang maalala yung pangalan. And hindi ma-confirm nga kung so far parang speculation pa lang to eh. Pero they were able to trace the wallet to this guy eh. Garrett Jin ata yung pangalan niya or something like that. He used to own a crypto wallet or an exchange, a smaller one. And then related to scams na pala to before.
Oh, interesting yung sinabi mo na may na-depeg na stablecoin. Okay, kasi kanina, 'di ba? Sabi ko sa iyo, tatlo yung collapse last cycle. COVID, Terra Luna, and FTX. Terra Luna was the depeg ng stablecoin ng Terra Luna. If we collapse lang because of the tariff ni Trump, maybe we can attribute it to a really black swan event, 'di ba, na like COVID na wala namang kinalaman yung crypto doon, 'di ba? Pero nadamay lang, 'di ba? Kasi nga buong lahat ng market nag-collapse. But if it was like a Terra Luna collapse na talagang it was caused by crypto, no, yun nga, yung na-depeg yung stablecoin ng Terra Luna, dun nag-collapse. And then you're saying now na may ganung news, no? So medyo sa akin kaya kailangan lalo ako naging cautious kasi baka mamaya yun yung baka mamaya this is similar to Terra Luna. Again, kailangan i-research. Hindi ko pa nabasa yung ano na yon, yung news na
meron
so
ganun
I need to deep dive on that.
At saka hindi lang yun on Binance kasi nga ang nangyari doon was the dip was worse than on other exchanges on certain coins. May mga coins sila na, again, I don't remember the coin, but let's say for example, Sui. Let's say Sui was at 50 cents. Sa Binance, bumaba pa to like 28 cents, parang gano'n. It was that bad. Pero sandali lang. It was a flash dip, pero the fact that even bumaba na gano'n, parang may mga of course, mga conspiracy theory is parang sinadya para kainin lahat nung pera na yon para ubusin talaga lahat ng mga traders. So it was beyond just a natural flushing out. it was something that was planned and manipulated to make sure to extract as much money out of the system.
Oh, baka kaya pala sinasabi ni Binance, they will compensate yung mga traders eh.
Yet,
Yeah, 'di ba? Sabi nila, we will compensate. Kaya ang sabi ko, paano kaya i-compensate ko? Kaya interesting din yung story na 'yon. If follow natin, ano yung development doon? Paano nila babayaran? Ano yung magiging
oo,
process, 'di ba? Babayaran ba talaga nila? Kasi sobrang dami nung na-liquidate eh.
yep.
So, paano yung magiging process nila? 'Di
Oo,
ba?
unless nga, baka, are they saying, baka may fault nga sila dito, baka may nangyari nga within their system na hindi dapat nangyari, which caused more liquidation
Yeah,
than ano.
the CEO of Cryptocom is asking for investigation.
Oh, good.
Yes.
Somebody's asking for investigation.
Yes.
This is good.
Yes. Mm.
Kasi nagtataka ako, sa daming beses na nangyari itong mga insider trading na to, bakit nga wala pang nai-investigate? Malala to at this level, at 19 billion. This is,
Yes.
and kung hindi to ma-investigate ngayon, it could get worse. But again, ako naman, Tito, kasi, the reason also it's naglalaro last cycle. The market is just so much bigger now compared to the last cycle. And remember, even at the 1.6 billion na last liquidation, when was that? The last liquidation?
I think 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
Last week or 2 weeks ago, yeah.
Pero there was no major catalyst naman that caused the...
Wala.
Oo, wala. It was just like one of those
Yes.
corrections lang. No, so in other words, it's another normal day in crypto. Parang ganon. A
Yes.
1.6 billion drop is like another normal day. This was not a normal day in crypto. This was definitely something that seemed to be engineered for the profit of some and plus to be able to, for others to benefit from. May mga yung iba nga sinasabi na baka nag-usap-usap nga itong mga big institutions na to, tapos they're able to buy at 105 and now they're at profit again. So it was just meant to drop the price para may mga kailangan, kung sino kailangan makapasok na institusyon, nakakapasok sa sila. Kasi nakaabang sila eh. I can't even believe anyone was able to buy Bitcoin at 105,000. To be honest with you, hindi ko nahabol yun, 105. Nung nagising ako, I was like, what the? Bili na ako, pero it was like, nag-recover na siya to 109, and nung time na 110 eh. Kaya yun na nakikita ko ano talaga dito na kailangan talaga investigate nila. So, in other words, anong conclusion natin sa sa usapan natin dito, Tito?
Well, number one is avoid using leverage in trading, especially if you don't have any experience. Kasi it's better to get rich slow than to get poor quick.
Totoo yun.
Diba?
And not just that, if don't do leverage, especially with money you cannot afford to lose.
Yes.
Yon. Kasi may iba naman dyan, sabihin natin malaki yung margin mo, malaki yung capital mo, pang leverage. Tapos sabi mo, imposibleng aabot yan sa liquidation price. Ito yung sinasabong day na imposible, it happened. Marami kasi na malaki yung margin, sabi na imposibleng maliliquidate ako sa laki ng margin ko and na-liquidate sila.
Siguro kung nagtitrade ako ng leverage ngayon, kasama din ako dun sa statistics na yun na na-liquidate.
Oo.
Kasi talagang yun ganong klase ng move, walang makakaligtas talaga eh. No?
Oo, wala talaga.
Kung di ka naglagay ng stop loss, you'll get liquidated. If naglagay ka ng stop loss, your stop loss will get hit.
Yun, that's what I was going to say. Na normally naman kasi ang ginagawa ng mga ibang trader is pag meron silang ganyang kalaking kapital, paminsan-minsan, sinasakyan nila yan kasi sa tingin naman nila, hindi ako maliliquidate dito, kaya hindi sila naglalagay ng stop loss. Pero kung di ganun kalaki yung capital mo, naglagay ka ng stop loss, pero syempre, gusto mo naman outside of that range na nilalaro. So, malaki pa rin yung loss mo kahit papano, kahit may stop loss ka. Hindi total liquidation, pero malaki pa rin yung talo mo.
Oh, may mga traders nga na sinasabi nila, yung 1 year, 2 years nila na tinrabaho sa crypto, they gained a lot and then in 1 hour,
Ubos.
it's all gone, including their capital.
Oh my God,
Diba?
okay.
We heard that story last cycle na eh. Di ba? Nangyari na yan last cycle eh.
So Tito, pwede ba natin ito ba, would this be a good advice na if you're gonna do leverage, close your trade before you go to sleep?
Pwede, or put stop loss.
Or put a stop loss? Okay, yun lang. Put a stop loss that no matter what, when you go to sleep, makakatulog kang mahimbing kasi alam mo may stop loss ka at a percentage where you're comfortable with.
Yes.
Na parang, to siguro kung ito bumagsak, dapat talaga out na ako no matter what. And then you'd be able to go to sleep properly. Okay. So ano pa isa pang natutunan natin dito sa sa nangyaring event na to?
Siguro ang isa pa na pwede nating i-share sa kanila na yung crypto market is really, really, really new compared to other markets, no? Like for example, the market of gold. Even the stock market, no? Stock market went down by 4% lang eh.
Yeah.
'Di ba? And you know, stock market nag-close siya ng low niya eh. Wala siyang week na ganun na volatility
Oo.
eh, no? So, it just goes to show na bago pa lang talaga tong crypto. The crypto and even Bitcoin is not yet mature, and because it's not yet mature, it's pretty new, it's not yet late. Pwede ka pa
Okay.
talaga, 'di ba, na makapasok at makaprofit ng maganda. Only
Okay.
if you're going to study.
Yon, okay. I like that, na that's a good a nugget na napulot ko ngayon dito sa sinabi mo, Tito, na by the fact that it's so volatile, that shows you that that Bitcoin is still early
Yes.
because it's still not mature. So ibig sabihin na to, malaki pa yung upside niyan to get to the point of maturity. So yon, ako naman ang idadagdag ko dyan is on top of the fact that ingat ka when you play with leverage is that yes, okay mag-technical ka, pero kahit gano'n ka kagaling mag-technical, kung hindi mo binabasa ang mga balita, kung hindi ka naka-follow kay Trump, na-realize ko baka style ni Trump to para sundan mo siya sa kanyang social
Truth
media.
Social,
Oo, yung sa social media niya na Truth Social eh. Kasi alam ng mga tao ngayon, shit, kailangan ko na talagang sundan to si Trump kahit na ayoko siya. Kasi kung hindi ko malalaman kung ano yung mga events sa mangyayaring ganito eh. So, kasi nga yun yung important eh. That you make sure that you're up to date with the fundamentals, with the macroeconomic news. Alam mo lahat ng nangyayari on that side because that affects your analysis. As much as anong sabihin ng technical mo, kung yung fundamental analysis mo ay hindi fundamental, hindi maayos, at hindi mo nakikita yung mga balitang ganon, yari ka talaga. So yun. So ngayon, having said that, are you now, kanina from how it sounds, I want to get a conclusion from you. Sinasabi mo ba, Tito, na medyo 50-50 ka ngayon that we're still on a bull market?
No, we are still in a bull market.
Oh, we are still in a bull
We are
market.
still in a
Okay.
bull market, but I'm cautious. I'm cautious, meaning to say, I will not bet the farm at this level.
Okay. Kasi there's a part of you that believes that maybe we hit the double top and maybe hanggang dito na lang tayo.
Yes.
Okay, sige. So ako kasi, even with this, so dito kami nagkaiba ni Tito, even with this massive dip, it was a $20,000 candle, grabe yun,
Yes.
Even with that $20,000 candle, the first time it ever happened, I'm still in the belief that we are still going to $200,000. Oh, yun. Oh,
Yan.
guys, I want to hear what you guys have to say. Do you agree with Tito Vlogs or do you agree with me? Sulat nyo lahat ng comments nyo dito sa comment section sa ibaba. At pag nagustuhan mo yung mga ganitong klaseng content, make sure to subscribe to this YouTube channel. And also, I want to take this opportunity for Tito Vlogs to promote a workshop that he's doing
Yes.
for everyone. No, Tito?
Yeah, this coming October 25, we'll be conducting a face-to-face workshop. No? Kauna-unahan po ito na face-to-face workshop na gagawin natin. So, limited lang yung slots. So, you can go to my website, www.titovlogs.tv to learn more.
Ayun. Okay, and with that, guys, salamat sa inyong pagsusubaybay dito sa mga ganitong klaseng videos. And please, make sure to stay safe during this volatile period in cryptocurrency. And with that, this is Kristan.
This is Tito G.
And this is not financial advice.